Thank you very much. You sang with much conviction and quite a bit of sensitivity. If I manage to find set characters and an action in an art song, I would like very much for you to describe to me, the setting and how this aria is presented on stage. What are the conditions? What are the circumstances?
Santuzza is pregnant, and she is in love with Turiddu, who he has pledged his troth to Lola, and then he's gone off to war, and when he returns, he finds Lola, married to another man, and takes up with Santuzza, and she becomes pregnant, but then Lola becomes jealous and takes Turiddu away from her.
Right.
And so there she is.
It was a very good example of the plot of the school, which is called verismo. Trying to use very strong situations so that the situation in itself is moving and hits the listeners. Very good. Now, at this very moment, how do you see that? To whom is she speaking?
To herself, I thought.
Voi lo sapete, o mamma.
But, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Okay.
To whom is she speaking?
Her mother.
The mother of whom?
I thought I'm mistaken, then I don't know who it is.
Okay, but you will look at that, okay?
Yes, I will.
First, homework.
Okay.
All right? Fine. Now, she's her feelings is a mixture of shame and despair. So, at the beginning of the scene, I think the shame dominates. Well, towards the end of the scene, it is the despair.
Right.
Okay. Now, the present task I ask you to do is to sing the beginning with shame.
Okay.
Let's see whether you will find a way. It's just the idea. What is the dynamic written at the beginning of the aria?
Pianissimo, is it soft?
Certainly, piano or pianissimo. What is it, Mr. Massengale? Piano. So why don't you start piano and starting with a kind of confidential type of voice? You see, you will confess to her what has happened. She knows it, but you will confess it to her, and in a voice which is very possibly quite dark but very piano.
Okay.
In everything we do, we need a leeway between the beginning of what we do and the most important moment. If we start too loud, the climax will not be what it should. So in this case, I think it is indicated, we always follow the indications, start with a voice which is hesitantly saying the words and quite dark.
Okay.
Let's see.
Eternal
little more informative. They don't have maybe say that with a voice which is a little brighter maybe and very precise.
Okay.
Let's see.
To sing through.
What did you have?
I have had.
Yeah.
That's why I'm having so much trouble.
Oh, but maybe you should not sing this very dramatic thing then. But excuse me, that's not why I'm here.
No.
No, you were doing very well. You see, I want to say this. I can, even if you did very, very well in intention and a little hesitantly in voice, you did right. There are some pieces which the singers believe to be made to show they can sing with an heroic voice from the beginning to the end of the piece. And I have seen sometime, heard sometime this piece done with great violence from the beginning to the end. This you didn't do at all. You were very respectful of what was to be done. Just I wanted to make things a little more precise. Here I make a general remark. There is nothing more tiring for a singer than to sing a whole piece with the same dynamic and the same color of voice. That's what creates immediately a tension and a weariness. Changing constantly the colors, the dynamics according to what is written on the score and what the poem means is the surest way to avoid fatigue. When you are on an operatic stage and sing a very long part, then the only way to survive is to constantly color it of as many colors and to give it as many facets as possible. Singing forte from the beginning to the end of an evening is generally a physical impossibility. It is a complete nonsense and generally does not create much success. But with my experience, I believe that what the audience notices most are the very strong tones which have succeeded a number of not so strong or much less strong tones. A very strong tone on top, which comes after a succession of very long, very loud tones before and for a certain length of time, that's not very efficient. So you had started very well, building your piece all right. It's too bad that you were in trouble towards the end, but you had taken this piece the way it should. So that should give you consolation.
Okay.
I hope you will feel better physically.
Excuse me for getting emotional. Yeah.
Now, there is a thing that I dare to mention here. I believe that the greater part, almost the greater part, of the work we do on stage, both for security and for expression, comes from the build-up of an energy in the body which seems to make us able to do a lot of things regardless and against any feeling of strong effort at the level of the voice. I watched you while you were trying to sing the very powerful end of things. I don't think that you had enough, enough gravity, enough, you see. We must enter the stage with our feet are so well grounded that they seem to enter the stage. And the upper part of the body is all open for breathing, but it's not making any effort whatsoever, you see. Also something you must avoid, and this is just a little thing, you have sung your aria with your hand here all the time.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
That does not mean very much.
No.
In concert, if you sing a very dramatic piece, you are entitled to some movement and some expressions, but not doing anything which doesn't mean a thing.
Right.
You know, this is, I'm dispensing the wisdom by buckets, by the bucket. A key to good acting is also this very simple thing. Whenever no gesture is indicated in the text or in the score, do not make a gesture. Every time a gesture is clearly indicated, make a gesture, but not any gesture, the exact gesture which fits the demand, you see. So one can be an opera singer without ever having done once this or once that, once that. So, but something is necessary. It's part of the culture that all young singers must have to know how to indicate things with a minimum of movement, you see. I can be, for instance, I can come with you with the nicest intentions and show it this way. I may not be so glad to meet you, and I will show it this way. Yes? Now I may be extremely furious against you, and I will show it this way. There is no mistake in those things. Even on the concert stage, you can use this. Entering, already the way you walk when you enter has immediately an effect on the audience. The way you will stand at the piano, if it is what you are going to sing is extremely sad, well, we must see it on you from the start. If it is a bravura, I think, we must see it on you from the start. You see? And everything this way. You are yourself, but with the coloration that what you sing give to your own personality. But that you were doing very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this very much.